Have you lost your queen? Well, we lost ours, and we're going to show you what we did about it right now. Hi, I'm Todd from Sniping Rhino Ranch. In today's video, we're going to talk about the steps we took when we lost the queen in this hive. Now, if you haven't seen our previous video on beekeeping, go ahead and check it out. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our homestead related videos. If you watched that video, you know that we had put bees in both of these hives, and both hives had accepted the queens. About a week after we had put the queens in, or the hive had accepted it, we came back out just doing routine checks, and both hives were laying eggs, or the queens in both hives were laying eggs. See down? Yeah, there's eggs in there. Do you see? If you look in the white ones, you'll just see the egg inside. See just the egg? So yeah, we have eggs in this brood. About 8 days after that, we came out and checked both hives. That hive was doing great still, and we came here. There was a lot less bee activity. And as we went through the hive, we found that we had lost our queen. The biggest indicator of that was the presence of queen cells. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a queen cell. Those are queen cells right there.
Is that what it is? Yeah, it is.
And those are drone cells right there. Now, why is that?
I don't know.
Because they shouldn't be making queen cells. We've got to see if we can't find the queen, because we have film of the queen on this one, but that's a queen cell.
Yeah.
So we actually have queen cells and a bunch of drones on this, which is very worrisome. Now, we're new to beekeeping, so we wanted to talk to an expert. So we closed up our hives. We went in and we ended up calling the president of our bee club, which if you're not a member of a bee club, I really suggest you do. After talking to the president of the bee club, what we ended up doing is we ended up knocking off a bunch of the queen cells. We had about 13 queen cells that were in this hive. We knocked off 10 of them and we kept 3. We'll find the best 2 or 3 looking cells and we'll knock all the rest off. The reason we're going to do that is because we want to, we don't want to have a battle royale between all the queens when they hatch. We knocked off 10 queen cells and left 3. 5 days later, the queen had hatched. It had fought off the other 2, had killed the other 2 queens, so we had an unmated queen in our hive. But right now, I just want to see if the queen, any of the queen cells have hatched. Tell me. Okay, one of the queens has hatched. Look at that. It's hatching right there. See it? Both of them have hatched. All the queen cells are open. One of the newer ones, you can see it's been opened. It was in the larva stage. It was not a formed queen. So my understanding is that means a queen has hatched and killed off its competition. So that's a good thing. We're gonna close up this. We'll check it in probably a few days, and hopefully we can start seeing eggs in some of the cells, meaning we've had a successful queen flight, mating flight. So, excuse me, the hive was not doing that well. So what we did is we took some brood from that hive there that was a stronger hive, and we put it in here to try to get some more worker bees into this hive here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a frame from here and a frame from our stronger hive. We're gonna take some brood and we're gonna put it in here. See it? So what we did is we took some brood from our good hive and we put it in here and switched out frames. We didn't check, double check, make sure the queen's in there. We'll do that tomorrow in both hives. We took precautions to make sure we didn't take one queen and put it in the other hive because they'll kill it. But they were a little riled up, not wearing protective equipment. It's really a pain trying to work with the bees just bouncing off your face and stuff. Like I said, we only got one sting, that was me on my arm. Anyway, we'll check them tomorrow, make sure the queens are in both of them, and the day after that we'll have our bee club meeting. So see you in a little. The queen bee is working its way up there. It's right at the top. Yay, let's get it in right there. Yeah, see how short its wings are to its body and how elongated it is. It doesn't look as fat as the other one though.
She just seems small for a queen.
Now one of the issues we had is while we had a new queen in the hive, the weather was absolutely terrible. It was raining, it was windy, and we just didn't have any weather that the queen could go do its mating flight. So we basically had an unmated queen and it was just going longer and longer and longer. So what we ended up doing is we ended up buying a pre-mated queen. We bought that queen and we ended up putting the new queen into this hive. But before we did it, we had to kill the old queen because you can't have two queens in the hive. So we killed the old queen and we put the new queen that had already been mated into the box. The reason we did that is because looking at the weather forecast, it was looking at 5 to 8 days of bad weather. And looking at it and balancing, hey, we have a queen but it's unmated, and we're looking at weather where it's not going to be able to mate, we decided, hey, let's get a mated queen in there. It may take 5 days to introduce it to the hive to get it to accept the new queen, but after those 5 days, we had a mated queen that would start laying eggs. But what we're trying to do is put a new queen in here. So we had the original queen in. It was doing fine. It was laying eggs. We came back, I don't know, 8 days later, the queen was gone. And so they actually made a new queen for the hive, and that queen has not done a mating flight. It was, I guess, last weekend. It's Friday today. This last weekend it hatched, but the weather's been terrible. We're looking at next 5 to 8 days of being rain. So we decided to just get a new queen last night and put that in this hive. Before we can do that though, we have to find the queen in this hive, kill it, so that we can put the new queen in and then go through the process of leaving it in its cage for 5 days inside the hive so that the hive can accept it. But I'm going to go ahead and take the first one out. Worker bees around it. Is that it right there?
That, yeah. That.
Is that it?
Is that her?
Grab it. Grab it, grab it. Grab it. Where'd it go? Okay, that was it. Okay, we got the queen. I don't think we got the best film of it. But yeah, that's the queen right here. So what we're gonna do, open that. So the queen, the mated queen is in here. It's got 5 little workers with it. I'm gonna just put some sugar water on it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick this down in there and staple it. I want to fit. So I'll just use that. Use my tool kind of like as a lever. Now I've got the cage facing towards the back, but you want where the screen is to be facing either the back or the front being over here. That way they can feed the queen. And I will just staple this. And that's pretty much it. Now in 5 days, we will come back out here and then we will release the queen. That gives them 5 days for the hive to accept the new queen. After the 5 days, we released the queen and the hive accepted it, no problem. It originally, when it first came out, it went right down inside. So we ended up pulling some of the frames out so we could get good eyes on that queen and make sure that they accepted it. And the hive had. So this is a big, big day for us. Hopefully the hive will accept the queen. Now they are all over this queen cage. Make sure you get that on film. Now I'm going to take some frames out for our goats. Now the workers are still alive in here. You can see the queen moving around, nice and fat. Okay, the queen is coming out. Let's see what happens. So there's the queen, right there. They're not rolling it up, but there it is. We have a queen. So that is the queen, and they have accepted it. So we have a mated queen. The hive has accepted it. We'll come back, check in a few days, make sure it's laying eggs. But I think we're finally past it. It's been several weeks now since we lost our queen, and now we have a new one. The weather's been so bad, we just weren't able, or the queen was unable, the new queen, to do its mating flight. And so we end up having to buy a mated queen, and we left it in here 5 days, and it accepted it. So about 5 days later, we checked the hive, and it was laying eggs. So that was really exciting for us. Okay, there's eggs in there. Can you look in there and see eggs? Do you see the eggs at the very bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Can't see.
So, looking inside the brood, there are eggs in here at the bottom, which means the queen is laying eggs like it's supposed to. Well, and there's eggs in the bottom of these too. Sweet! Now we've got several frames of brood and the hives are doing good. Hopefully this video has helped you out. If it has, hit the like button and leave a comment. If it hasn't, hey, leave a comment and tell us what you would have done differently. And make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our upcoming homestead related videos. This is Todd from Sniping Rhino Ranch. Have a great day.